Okay, so welcome everybody to our virtual tour of UMA's Collaboratory, at a Makerspace Wonderland. So um, I just want to say hello there. My name is Veronica Nargi. I'm a learning experience design librarian here at UMA on the Augusta campus. And joining us today is Nate LeClaire, the Collaboratory coordinator. And we are two people that are passionate about makerspaces, and we're excited to share the Collaboratory with you today and to do a little walk around of the space. All right, so first off, I want to quickly go over, for those who might not know, what a makerspace is. So what is the Collaboratory? Um, so first off, a makerspace is a kind of like a workshop or a physical space where people can learn and create whatever they want using the tools and resources within that space. Um, so that is sort of generally what a maker space is. Sometimes they have different equipment, and we'll go over later what equipment we have in the Collaboratory. So the Collaboratory is the name of UMA's very own makerspace. And it is located on the Augusta campus in Katz Library. So I also have a link to the Collaboratory's resource guide, where you can learn more about the space and get more updates and information. All right, so where's the Collaboratory? Like I said, it is located in Katz Library. If you go up the stairs to the second floor or take the elevator, if you go all the way to the back, it is in the right-hand corner. And there you'll find our cozy little Collaboratory. All right, and when can I visit the Collaboratory? So now these are this semester's hours, so they are subject to change. But currently, these are the hours that it is open. You can also make an appointment to ask questions, or if those hours aren't working for you, we can work with you to get you access to the Makerspace. So to make an appointment, you can contact Nate at UMA Makerspace at maine.edu or call the phone number. And Nate, would you like to take it away? Tell our audience more about what we have at the Collaboratory.
I'd be happy to. Thank you, everyone for joining. So we have a couple of 3D printers. We have a couple of VR headsets. We also have a vinyl print cut machine that you can use for making things like banners and stickers, as well as heat transfers and even static clings. We also have a large format poster printer, so that'll print up to like 3 feet wide by however long you need, which is great for like poster presentations for conferences and things. And a button press for making your own buttons, which we're going to look at later. We have a heat press for applying heat transfers, a grommet press, which we use for grommeting banners, but recently we've had people coming in to use it for other things. So this is one of those things that we just purchased for one purpose and found, oh, it has other uses as well. And then we have a computer with some software, including the big one is Adobe Creative Cloud, because it's expensive, but it's available in the Collaboratory for students to use. So we also are always looking for student workers. So if you have work study and need a work study position, if you're interested in 3D printing, arts and crafts, extended reality, like virtual reality and augmented reality, and or helping other students, or anything else that could kind of fit, and you love learning new things, then you're the perfect candidate for us. You don't need to have any existing experience. We train you and give you opportunities to hone your skills and learn what you'd like to within the Collaboratory. So I encourage you to reach out to me at that same email address, umamakerspace@maine.edu, if that is of interest to you. So we have a few frequently asked questions. The first one is, who can use this? Well, basically anyone. Students, staff, and faculty are welcome to use the space. How much does it cost? So the use of the space and the materials is free for students, but feel free to bring in your own materials and tools to work with as well. And so far we've talked about the big equipment that we have. I mean, some of it was kind of small, but you know, the big things. But we also have things like, you know, scissors and a rotary cutter and mats and things for, so there's tools to help you work with our other equipment, and feel free to bring in your own tools as well. So how can you get started? How can you learn? If you don't know where to start, we would be happy to meet with you to talk about what your project is, and or you know, what your interests are, and help you, you know, find a way to start. We've got some great resources for each type of media that we work with, whether it's 3D printing or vinyl printing or something else. And we're happy to you know, talk about your project and help you get started. Also happy to brainstorm. And as you'll see when we get in there, there's a nice space for you know, students just to sit and collaborate or work on projects or whatever. So do you need an appointment to visit? You don't. You can drop in during any of our open hours, which we had earlier in the presentation. But you can also make an appointment if you need time outside of that time, or if you need, you know, want to make sure that there's somebody who's going to be able to sit with you to focus on something for a bit. Whether that's, you know, just discussing a project that you have or learning something new. Do you have any other questions? Does anybody have any questions?
Cynthia.
Yeah, I was just curious. Sorry, let me put my thing down here. There. So you said it's open to students, staff, faculty, and I was just curious, is it open to the general public or no? And I'm only asking because I know, having visited several other campuses, some of their maker spaces are open to the public, and they have certain, you know, like pricing options and things like that.
Great question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually had this conversation with the provost yesterday. And the goal is, well, first of all, it's open to the general public to come in, absolutely. And we'll work with people. And our goal is this, over the next few months, to create some policies and guidance around, you know, general community use, as well as personal use for staff and faculty. Basically any student use, and whether it's personal or academic, and then any academic use is covered. But we need something to apply to the general community as well as personal use by employees. So yeah, something we're working on. And absolutely, we welcome anybody to come in anytime, and we're gonna figure out a way to cover costs and things for that. So.
Is there any other questions at all? No? Okay, so we want to actually look at the space, right? I think. So I'm gonna try and find Nate. I'm gonna see if I can locate him. He's kind of tricky to pin down. So one moment. Let me see if I can. Okay. Oh, I don't see me. You can hear me. Okay.
See if you can
If
find
we
me.
can go find Nate.
This feels like a TV show.
Oh. Where is Nate? We're gonna go to his office. You have to watch out for that guy. Oh, hey. Hello, hi.
How's it going?
Here, I have these for you.
Awesome. Thank you. Lock my computer and we'll get started.
Let's go.
right.
Let's go to the Makerspace Collaboratory.
So we're way back here.
Hopefully nobody gets car sick. I'm gonna try and have a very steady hand.
We got to go through the quiet zone, so we try. Come on in. It's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right.
Okay.
We can do that. And so I can still hear you. So
Okay, great.
all right. Okay, so this is the poster printer that I mentioned. It's a HP Design Jet. We print on glossy paper. And like I said, it'll do 3 feet wide and then as long as you need. So common for conference presentations, you need a 3 feet by 4 feet. Sorry. So yeah, common is 3 feet by 4 feet for poster presentations. So that gets a lot of use for that. And we do have the rotary cutter that I mentioned, as well as a mat for cutting. So we can easily cut off excess and things. Over here, we have our 2 3D printers. So we have the MakerBot method, which is a higher resolution printer. It prints with a water soluble support material, so makes the prints come out really clean. Whereas this is the Replicator Z18. It has a larger build area. This can actually build 18 inches tall and 12 by 12 at the base. But the support materials have to be broken off. And so if you have a print like an object like this, you have these overhangs that will require pieces, extra material to hang off to support the print. And then they would need to be broken off with this one, where with the other one, we just wash them right off.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, very nice. Our grommet press and our button press are here.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was actually an example. We were trying to take our moose model for the keychains, which you may have seen, the keychains that we hand out all over campus. And those are printed in this printer, by the way. And we were trying to make a croc charm, but turns out we just couldn't get it quite right.
Oh.
We'll keep working on it.
Yeah.
All right. So over here we have the vinyl print cut machine that I mentioned, so this will do banners like we have over here. A lot of the banners on campus are printed with this. Student clubs will use this for banners for events and things. It'll also do stickers. And I have an example. Let me grab that. So this will do stickers, very high resolution, and the cut part of the print cut it'll actually cut right around the sticker. So you have a really, in some cases, very detailed cut around your sticker.
Clean cut.
Yeah. And that will also do heat transfers, which is something that we actually just started doing this past year. So you can print a full color image on here and then transfer it onto a t-shirt or sweatshirt, something like that, handbag.
So you can make nice t-shirts, handbags.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That sounds like too good to be true.
Right, exactly. So we have lots of 3D printing supplies over here. And then in the corner, we have virtual reality. So I mentioned the 2 VR headsets. We have our older headset, which is the original Vive. And then we have the new Vive XR Elite. So they both will provide an immersive virtual reality experience. The XR Elite has a much higher resolution image. So with this one, you get kind of that screen door effect where it almost looks like there's a screen door in front of you. You can see the pixels. With this one, it's really crisp and clear. But it also has full color and high res camera pass through. So that enables mixed reality and augmented reality so that you don't have to be fully immersed. You can actually overlay objects on the world around, on the physical world around you. Yeah.
So if the horror game you're playing gets too scary.
Exactly. You can just have, puppies cuddling with you around you. Yeah.
Much better.
Much better. Yeah, so those are here. Next door is our aviation VR setup, which this is specific to aviation students. But it's really impressive if you ever see students flying in here. It's very cool. And they do have, both hardware and software to provide an experience for aviation students as if they were in the cockpit of, actually it's UMA's own aircraft. So
Very
cool. Yeah. This is the Mac with the Adobe Creative Suite. Our heat press is over here. Nice addition that we got in partnership with Student Affairs, which is very nice. Student Life, I mean, sorry.
Those t-shirts.
For the t-shirts and things, yeah.
Sat in the corner.
This or this? It's this is a little robot that we think needs some major repairs.
Aw.
Yeah, but it's very cool and very cute, and we're in fact, if there's a student who's interested in, a project, we'd love to tackle it and figure out how to use it. It actually, it has an arm that will lift things. It actually has a camera built in. So it's very cool.
Very
Yeah,
cool. I think this should be the Collaboratory's new mascot.
I love it. Good idea. Excellent
Maybe we
idea.
need some name suggestions from the students.
I like
See
that.
yeah, maybe a naming contest.
Great idea.
All right.
So I think that's everything. Do people have questions?
If anyone in the chat have questions, we're gonna this is the space. Very cool.
We do frequently have students just come in and use the tables, I mean, it's a nice space to just
create,
study, create. Yeah,
absolutely. If you have, I know sometimes it's hard to get a nice big table to work on, especially if you have like one of those projects where you need to spread out a lot.
exactly.
So any questions in the chat at all? No? Anybody want to unmute if you have a question? I believe Nate can hear you.
Again. Or in theory, I can.
I don't have any questions, but this has been really informative. It's
Awesome.
really cool. The aviation thing, I was like, oh, I wish I could use it. The aviation thing looks so
Right?
cool.
Aviation thing. Absolutely. Yeah. It is very cool to watch them, and I wish I could too. It is, so it's actually like FAA certified and things. So it's one of those things like
Wow.
they have to use it just right in order for it to qualify. And so it's not something that the general public could use because you can't be messed up. But yeah. One of these days we have to get the aviation people in here for a tour. Actually, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very cool.
And
Yeah.
I believe we're working on getting the augmented reality for the
Yes, primal
anatomy.
VR. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be really exciting. So we actually had some students several years ago found a freely available biology, anatomy VR application, and they were using it for studying for an exam in a class they had, which was so cool. But this is a new product. I don't think we might be able to launch it. I don't know. So called Primal VR that the university now, yeah, we need to log in. That the university has access to, and so it actually it's full anatomy, right? I mean that's it's any part of the body you can kind of focus on.
See the veins,
the veins,
bones,
yeah,
muscles.
It's very impressive.
Yeah.
We also last year, in fact, they're doing it again this year. We've got a class that's coming in to look at molecules within VR, which is cool. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Awesome. It's very Magic School Bus.
Gary, yes, absolutely.
Great. Well, I think that's all we have for today, right, Nate? Is there anything
So,
else?
unless
No?
there are any other questions, no.
No? Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if anybody has any questions, feel free to email Nate or me. Nate's probably the best person to email, though. He has all the answers. Thank you so much, Nate. And we enjoyed looking at the space.
Thank you, Veronica. And thank you, everyone, for joining.
All right. Goodbye.